Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha. Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Shri Paramagurubhyo Namaha. Om Namo Hanumate Bhayabanjanaya. Sukham Kuru Phat Swaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 28th of January 2025. I want to offer my prostrations, Anantagoti Namaskara, and Sashtang Pranam to all the great sages, present, past, and in the future yet to come, and to the one supreme, unparalleled reality, Bhagavan, Paramatma, residing everywhere in the heart of every being. We have been examining the extraordinary link between who we are as the Chaitanyam, then what is Mahamaya, and what is Brahman, Akshara Brahma. This extraordinary bridge of the three, which is actually just one, depending on which perspective we are seeing, gives us an opportunity to evolve further and further and further into the opening of Ananda, into the opening of that which is Satyam. So this can be looked at in thousands of perspectives, many, many ways, great acharyas, scholars, so many. We talked about this yesterday and the day before also, about Advaitic realization, about Mahamaya also. We have been examining, from many perspectives. These are very extensive scholarly pursuits, and from sadhana and, the path that is being chosen. So today I want to try to go into this in terms of the speed of the mind. We have mind, obviously. Everybody has mind. Mind meaning manas. Isn't it fast? How fast is the mind? Mind is super, super, super duper fast. Extraordinarily. Manoveg, isko kehte hain. Bhagwan Krishna ko bhi Arjun puchte, and Arjun is asking, Chanchal hi mana Krishna. My mind is very chanchal, bahut chanchal hai man. Almost everybody says this. Monkey mind and jumping here and doesn't stay in one place and going all the time in thousands of places. Why is that? Why is mind created that way? Well, the simple answer to that is because that is the way that is the mechanism through which the Jivatma gets the experiences through the senses, the diversity and multiplicity, multifarious experiences of the senses through the jumping of the mind in many, 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 many places, which is occurring in its own natural way. It is occurring based on desires. It's happening based on memory, so many things. It goes on this way to give us experience. That is the Mahamaya. So Mahamaya has created mind. Who has created this mind and the brain and body and everything else? That is Mahamaya. She has created everything. For who? For us, for the Jivatma. So the body-mind complex mechanism is a mechanism. It is a creation of energy, but it is a dynamic creation of energy through a super intelligence. That's super, 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 super supreme intelligence. That is Bhagavan or Brahman, or we can say Mahamaya also. Amazing. So that is the origin of this mind. Of course, there's no question that the human brain has to function in a certain way, the anatomy, physiology, etc. If that mechanism is damaged, there is no mind. There's not going to be any, you'll not experience anything. There'll be problems, as there are, of course, in life. Right? But the fact of the matter is that when we consider mind, that is a subtle experience that we are having, that our mind is going here, our thoughts are going here, our emotions, we're feeling this. It's very fast. Manomaya Chakra. In Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, this is called Manomaya Chakra. And there's a question asked by Muktanand Swami to Shriji Maharaj in Vachanamrut, one of the Sarangpur Vachanamrut, Manomaya Chakra ni dhara. Manomaya Chakra means not these 9 chakras we're talking. Mind is also considered to be like a chakra, that it's spinning. Dhara means the different, the different streams of thought, streams of emotion and feeling, and it's called dhara in Gujarati. That's what it's called. Manomaya chakrani dhara. Streams of activity, let's put it that way. Right? So it goes on. It's super fast. Why is it so fast? A neurological explanation is that there's nerve conduction velocity. Right? The nerves are going at 100 meters per second. Think about this speed. Nerve fiber that we have throughout the entire body and the brain, its transmission of signals is at 100 meters per second. And that has been measured in terms of nerve fiber. But maybe mind is even something faster than that. You see, so there's also reaction time. We are reacting. How fast we react to stimuli. There's processing speed. This refers to how fast the mental function is going on to encode information, retrieve memories, make decisions, solve problems. There's a great amount of processing going on throughout the entire day and night also, because we are gaining experience every second, and there's the processing. Experience comes, processing is there. Experience, processing. That is also there. Then there is the perceptual speed. This is the speed at which we can identify and interpret sensory information. How fast we can perceive something and then interpret it. That is called perceptual speed. And then there is the subjective experience of time. Our perception of how quickly time passes can be influenced by various factors such as emotional states, attention, cognitive load. So many pieces are there. The subjective experience, my own experience of how time is moving. We say time flies when you're having fun, when you're engaged in activity, and time seems to go very fast. Or otherwise, the 1 hour can seem like, my God, it's such a boring day, and it doesn't feel like snail's pace. This day's going bored, right? This kind of stuff happens. So this entire phenomena of the speed of mind is connected to yoga sadhana, yoga shastra. It is connected also to the Vedantic realization of the Atman. It is connected to Shakti Upasana. It is connected to the Vaishnava Upasanas. It is connected to every kind of spiritual practice. When we say spiritual practice, what are we talking about? We're talking about mental practice. The spirit doesn't actually practice anything. It's the mind that is practicing and doing different things, performing activity. So one of the key goals in the activity, the deliberate, intentional activity of sadhana, which we were talking about a little bit before, but when we're deliberately doing it, what is one of the most important goals? That is to calm down the mind. Not to destroy the mind, not to damage the mind, not to dull the mind, but to calm the mind, C-A-L-M. You see, the accuracy in Sanskrit language is called Shanti, Mano Shanti. That's why all the mantras end with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Why is this? What is the meaning of this word Shanti? Shanti doesn't mean dullness. Shanti doesn't mean destruction of the mind. Shanti doesn't mean, like you're just, who cares? You're just bored. And, Shanti doesn't mean that somebody's taken heroin and has now become Shant. Brahma Gyan ho gaya. Shanti doesn't mean engaging in the sexual response cycle and going into the refractory period. That's not what they're talking about. Those are all just experiences inside Prakriti, within the realm of the three gunas of Maya. The Shanti that is talked about in the Vedic tradition, this word Shanti, is referring to a very purified, still and steady mind, where the speed of the mind has reduced substantially. It's amazing. See, that word Shanti means, they say like translate into peace. It means very, very peaceful. But peace, the experience of peace is from the utter stillness inside. That stillness, manovritti becomes still. That stillness has within it, or is also the purification. It's the purified mind. It's the Shuddhaman. It is a very steady mind. It is a pure mind. It is a still mind. When you put all these words together, we are talking about Shanti. So when the rishis have said Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Why 3 times also? Because in the Jagrata Avastha, Swapna Avastha, Shushupti Avastha, there is absolute stillness. तीनी अवस्था में पूरी शांति है. जीवन में क्या चाहिए? After all, what do people want in life? They have so many things. Many people have quite a bit of, God knows what they have. Shanti, mano shanti nahi hai. And those who don't have are also ashant. Those who have material things are ashant. Physical problems, different things are there. Ashanti is there. How many out of the 8.4 billion people have mind that is absolutely steady and pure and harmonious? There are, no doubt. We don't know the numbers. But there's not that many. Because the realization is not there. Or let's put it this way, the realization needs to be there that this mental phenomena, and as you know, we classified that into 5 aspects: thoughts, emotions, memory, desire, energy, the 5. These 5, they come together, they are always together, and bring stability, steady it down. You see, when we say slow it down, I'm hesitant to use that expression, slow down the mind. It's not so much about slowing down the mind, although it is in some sense, but it's really more about the steadiness of the mind. You could have a very fast mind and be very steady. You could have a very slow mind and be very unsteady. See how intricate, how interesting this is. Sometimes mind is like it's not moving very much. It's just, that's dullness. Lack of proper energy flow inside the mind-body system. Because, see, this entire Adhyatma, what we call Atma and Paramatma and Bhagavan, the only place that is going to be discovered is within yourself. External things are all there. Mandirs and Shastras and Murtis and so many things they're needed for the internal. Everything external is needed for the internal. And what is the internal? It is the mental mechanism. And that mental mechanism is absorbed in the consciousness of the scriptures. This is called the resonance with the scriptures. So the scriptures are not just outside. We've talked about this before at some point. I don't remember when. You could be holding the Gita. I can hold Bhagavad Gita in my hand. It's okay. I can read the Bhagavad Gita. Thoda path kiya. Fine. That's all fine. But the Gita needs to be installed inside. वो हम करते ही नहीं. किसी को मालूम. Nobody knows what that even is actually. Mandir, we're going to the temple. We're going to do darshan. We have listen to some katha, listen to some bhajans. Fine, that's all just on the very superficial layer only. It has to be brought inside and then installed inside. that installation, that is pratishtha, pratishtapana. That is pran pratishtha. We say Bhagwan ki pratishtha mandir mein hoti hai. ठीक है? Murti ki pratishtha hote pran pratishtha. Have you ever heard anybody say, I'm going to take chapter 15 of the Gita or chapter 12 of the Gita or Bhagwan ka jo bhakti yog hai, 20 verses are there, iski pratishtha hamare man mein karenge? Have you heard anybody say that? Ever in your whole life? How many Hindus are there? Has any Hindu person ever heard anybody say that? That is Adhyatma. And until we do that, we're just on the superficial layer only. That is the thing to do. That is the thing. It's not a question of just giving lots of talks or listening to lots of pravachans and it's all fine. Everything is good. That is only 1%. Let's just that is a beginning, and you need a beginning. That's also very important. It has a lot of mahima. That is not really the end. It's the bringing inside. That is the whole point of the steadiness and purification and the extraordinary evolution of the mind, evolution of the antakarana. The antakarana evolves into the Brahman. That's why in Vachanamrut Garada Ante 9, Bhagwan Swaminarayan kya kehte? Bahut sundar baat. Jeev aur man ki mitrata hai. They're two friends. It's a beautiful way to put it. That our mind is a friend of the Atma. It becomes a friend of the Atma once there is this fantastic pratishtha of the words of the great sages, of the scriptures inside. Or isme se kya? What is the result? The upasana that is done happens naturally because the pratishtha is there. Pratishtha hamare man mein hi hai. In fact, when we do the nyasa, when we do the Shivratri mein Rudram Chamakam ka we do the puja, there's a Laghu nyas. There's a Mahanyas also. But nyasa is what? It is the installation of all of the deities inside your body. Prajanane Brahma tishtatu padayor Vishnus tishtatu hastayor harastishtu, like this, that you're doing the pratishtha inside yourself. Aham amrute, I'm amrutam, amrutam brahmani. It's a beautiful Ved mantra. It is an internal pratishtha. And in that internal pratishtha, there is then the mind, our mental mechanism, just take one more point and we'll close. This mental mechanism is fixed through the mantras, through the scriptures, and locked inside within itself, and that is called kilakam. It's like, for example, when we do the Siddha Kunjika Stotra, we do a mantra in the beginning. Om Asya Shri Kunjika Stotra Mahamantrasya Sadashiva Rushihi Anushtup Chandaha Shri Trigunatmika Devata Om Aim Bijam Om Hrim Shakti Om Klim Kilakam Mama Sarvabhishta Siddharte Jape Viniyogaha. This is a Sankalpa mantra. So the Om Aim Hrim Klim, the Klim mantra there is the Kilak mantra. Again, I won't go into that's another whole long discussion what each of those words mean. But the point is, kilak means locking. Install the, let's say chapter 12 of the Gita. Bring it inside. Manan Chintan, Shravanam, Mananam, Shravan, Manan, Nididas. You're bringing it inside. And then, using the Krishna mantra, by praying to Shri Radharani or using the Aim Rim Klim Chamundai mantra, whichever mantra you want to do, it's fine. Use the mantra and with great intensity and bhav, lock it up. Lock up those verses inside. Don't throw them out. See, this is what we do. We keep it outside. If somebody gives you $1 billion diamond, you will lock it up. You'll put 15 locks inside on your door. You'll not forget. My God, you put it into a very special place and do so many things. It's like that. Lock it inside. That locking mechanism is called kilakam. And when we lock it up, the mind becomes absolutely aligned with the Atma. I don't know where I even came all this. I'm not planning on talking about any of this today. Anyway, Bhagwan ki ichha. Let's stop here. We'll continue on this further. Om Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Puja Mulam Gurur Padam Mokshamulam Gurur Krupa Om Tameva Mata Chipita Tameva Bandusha Saka Tameva Vidya Dravinam Tameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Vami Yasya Sita Radha Shrisha Yasya Vakshasi Vrindavana Viharam Tam Sri Krishnam Rudi Chintaye Nijatmanam Brahmarupam Dehatraye Vilakshanam Vibhavitena Kartavya Bhakti Krishna Se Sarvada Om Durge Rakshini Tata Swaha Om Divalingaya Nama Urdhavalingaya Nama Anandalingaya Nama Dvadash Jyotirlingaya Namo Namah Namah Shivaya Shri Radha Krishna Arpanamastu Om Hrim Swaha.